All right, guys, let's take a look at lesson 35. So I'm going to make myself just a little bit bigger. And we are going to be talking about two-digit multiples of 10 multiplied by other two-digit numbers. And today we're going to look at using the area model, also known as the box method. Okay, so the first thing you can see up here is that we are going to find a product. And does anybody remember what it means to find a product? So the product of 30 and 25 means that we would be doing multiplication. Okay, so we will be doing multiplication to find the product. Now remember, when we're doing division, it's a quotient. When we're adding, it's a sum. When we're subtracting, it's a difference. But when we're doing multiplication, it's called the product, okay? So what number sentence would I write above for the question? Hopefully, you know that we're going to write 30 times 25. So here you see here. And we're going to be using an area model to solve this. Since we know, we've learned through the associative property that we can decompose 30 into 3 times 10, then we can show 30 times 25 as 10 times 3 times 25, right? Because 10 times 3 is 30. And so we can break that apart, and we know we can move our parentheses around to show what we want to do first. So the first area model we want to look at would be just trying to solve 3 times 25. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take you over to my Jamboard here, and I have the 30 times 25. And let me make this just a tad smaller here. So I have my 30 times 25. And remember, we said that this also equals 10 times 3 times 25. And I want to do my 3 times 25 first, right? Because I already know how to draw an area model for 2-digit by 1-digit. But this 2-digit by 2-digit is something new that we're learning. So I want to go ahead and try to solve how I know how to solve already. So I know to draw an area model. Let's refresh our memories here. To do an area model, we would do 3 on this side, and then look, we can even go in and break 20 and 5 apart, and this is what we did with area model multiplication before. And then it's kind of like solving with partial products, right? Because we're going to do 3 times 20, and then we're also going to do the 3 times 5, okay? So if I do the 3 times 5 first, I know that's 15. And then if I cover up my 0 and say 2 times 3 is 6, and then I put my 0 back on, I know 3 times 20 is 60. Now if I add these partial products together, 60 plus 15, then I get 75. Okay, so now I know that my problem is going to be 30 times 25 equals 10 times 75, right? Because I've solved this 3 times 25. So very good. The next thing I want to do, though, is show you how you could solve using an area model and the 2 digits, okay? So let's go here to this next slide. I'm going to redraw my area model. Okay. I'm still going to split it just like this. I'm going to have 20 and 5. And I'm going to do my 30 or my 3 10s here, right? So the first thing I want to do, really you can start anywhere you want to. I'm going to start with the 30 times 5 because for me, again, double digit, multi-digit by single digit is easier for me, right? So 3 10s by 5 1s. Okay, so 30 times 5, or 3 10s times 5 equals 15 10s, or 150, right? I can cover up that 0 on my 3. I can do 3 times 5 to get 15, and then I can put that 0 back on to get that 150. Okay, so let's do the same thing in this other box. We're going to do 30 times 20, or 3 tens times 2 tens. So now I'm going to focus on that 3 times 2. And I know 3 times 2 is 6. And if I have tens times tens, it makes it hundreds, right? So it's 600s or 600. Now, the other thing we can do is the magic covering of the zeros, right? If I cover up the 0 in the 20, and I cover up the 0 in the 30, and I say 2 times 3 equals 6, and then I bring those two zeros back, I have 600. So I'm not done yet, right? I have to take these two partial products and add them together to get my answer, which is 750. Okay, so pretty easy, right? When you look at a 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication, it seems a little bit scary. But when you know that you can break it apart using an area model and partial products, I think it makes it a whole lot less scary. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at a different problem together. So now we're going to try to find the product of 60 times 34. So we're going to do 60 times 34. So let me get a fresh Jamboard here. And the first thing we're going to do is just draw our area model, okay? So you're going to draw a square. We know we're going to break the 30 and the 4 apart, okay? And we're going to multiply by 60. So I'm going to put 60 on one side, and then I'm going to break 30 and 4 apart at the top. And then I'm going to go through step by step like we did earlier. So in the column where I have my 4, I know that 60 times 4 is the same thing as 6 tens times 4. And I know that 6 times 4 is 24. So my answer is 24 tens, or 240, right? So I know 240 is what I get for 60 times 4. Now let's go next door, and this one's a little bit harder, right? Because we have 60 times 30, or we have 6 tens times 3 tens. I know that 6 times 3 equals 18, and 10 times 10 equals 100. So I have 1800s, or 1,800, because if I cover up my two zeros, if I cover up this 0 and this 0, and I just do 6 times 3, I get 18, and then I put my two zeros back on, then I know it's 1,800. But now I have to go in and add my partial products, right? So I'm going to do 1,800 plus 240. So I get 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. 8 plus 2 is 10, so I have a 0 carry my 1. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2,040 is my answer. Okay? So take a minute and just kind of look at this. I really want you guys to be modeling this at home as we do this together. So hopefully you're using a scratch piece of paper or a whiteboard that you've taken home, and you're practicing this as we go along. So we're going to do one more together. We're going to do 90 by 34. I would challenge you to pause my video right here and try to do 90 times 34 on your own. In fact, I may even insert a drawit in this Nearpod, so it'll force you to stop, do the 90 times 34 on your own, and then we can talk about it, okay? So 90 times 34, here we go. I'm going to put 90 times 34 so I can remember. The first thing I'm going to do is just draw my area model here, and I know that I can divide 30 into 30 and 4. Then I have 90 over here. I'm going to start with my 2-digit by 1. So I'm going to say 9 times 4. Well, I know that's 36, and I can put my 0 back on the end, so I have 360. And I'm going to do the same thing in this box. I know 9 times 3 is 27. I have 2 zeros I have to add on, and then if I count back 3, I know it's 2,700. The last step is adding together. So 2,700 plus 360, 0, 6, 10, 3,060 is my final answer. So I know 90 times 34 equals 3,060. So hopefully you were able to pause and do the draw it or do this on your own and get the correct answer. At this point in the lesson, remember this is where you're going to log off, you're going to finish the Nearpod out, and then you're going to go into the problem set and complete the problem set, and then you'll be rejoining us at your specified time. So I hope that this video was helpful, and I will see you in a little bit.